Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today I am here in the town of Molina, Georgia. Now Molina is kind of a Molina, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but it's kind of an interesting town. You could say Molina has had somewhat of a identity crisis over the years. Originally it was named Snydersville, and the reason it was named Snydersville is because the local store owner, the name was Snyder, so they named the town Snydersville. Well, later a man called Newt Jenkins bought the store. Apparently they loved their store owners, so they changed the name of the town to Jenkinsville. Well, later the railroad comes through, and yet they changed the name one more time to Molina, which it is today. Now there's really no good record as to why they changed it to Molina, but Molina translates to millstone, and this was an agricultural town. The local milling and what have you is what sustained it. But when the railroad came through, they actually shifted the entire town over to be closer to the railroad. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Unfortunately, the original store that it was named after to begin with, that they thought so much of, no longer exists. And I hate that. It would be interesting to see. But we're going to walk around a little bit. They're tearing a building down across the street. There's the oldest bank in, I think in Georgia here, and we'll take a look at that. Now this bank dates back to the 1800s. This bank building is dated 1901, but the bank was originally called the Bank of Molina, and later they changed it to the Bank of Pike County. Our first Bank of Pike. As far as the downtown goes, Molina's not very big. Now it does spread out with some residences and that sort of thing. And there's a restaurant over there. It's lunchtime, and I'm going to go grab a bite to eat in a little bit. But first, I'm going to take a look at this building right here that I find kind of fascinating. Now, this building has a cornerstone, says Mount Olive Lodge, number 122, T.H. Jeffries, GM, AL 5908. I don't know what any of that means, but that's what's on the cornerstone. Now, this is a beautiful building. It's taller than all the others here, and it kind of stands out. I don't know how old it is or. Hey y'all, I've run into a really nice person here in Molina. And what was your name?
Heather Maddox.
Heather Maddox is just going to tell us a little bit of whatever she wants to tell us and talk about whatever she wants to talk about.
Okay. Molina is a wonderful town, a wonderful community in wonderful Pike County, which is where I call home. And I do a lot of work here in Molina. I'm involved in a lot of different areas, and Molina actually was and is and has become a safe place for me and my kids after escaping domestic violence. This was like our little safe place, and our home away from home. And I'm so grateful for them and everything that they have, offered as a community to support me and my family. And they're wonderful people, and I love them to death, and I love this community. Little Manna down here, Skip and his crew are wonderful, and they really pour into the community and offer resources and food and to anybody in need. And our police department here is wonderful, and they really, are such an asset to the community, and I'm so grateful for them. They have been a huge part of me feeling home here and feeling like it's a place that I could come to.
Well, Heather, I really appreciate you taking a little time and talking to me and to everybody here. And I'm really glad you got out of a bad situation.
Absolutely.
That's a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Another interesting feature here is the old jail. circa 1900 that has been renovated and moved here. I can't get to it. They're doing some construction. Unfortunately, I can't cross this line, but I'm gonna try to film inside of it here. But the old jail was renovated and moved to the downtown area. Now this jail dates back to the time before incarceration was consolidated into like the county jail. Check this old jail out. This is like a single cell jail. The old iron bars on above the door there. A really robust door. Isn't that something? I wish that I could, if this line, it's got a police line here, so I can't cross that. I wish it wasn't here because the door is open and apparently you're able to step inside, but today we can't. I came on the wrong day. Another interesting fact about Molina is that it was the turkey capital of Georgia at one time. During the mid 1900s, they produced hundreds of thousands of turkeys here. I think from like 1930 to 1980, and they were unofficially the turkey capital of Georgia, or they said the world, the turkey capital of the world, and they supplied them to all over. I didn't think people ate turkey that much, but sorry about the lawnmower noise, but Heather was telling me that this old bell that's here in the park once was on the town square and was the fire bell. Now Heather had a lot of information about town. I'm really glad I ran into her. Seemed like a really nice person doing really good work. So thank you, Heather. Those old rocking horses have been there a day or two. Old merry-go-round and a jungle gym, seesaw or teeter-totter. All those things bring back memories for me, back from my elementary school days. How y'all doing? Good. I'm just doing a video about Molina, a YouTube video.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Seems like a nice place to be. So,
It is.
y'all have a great day. Thank you. From what I gather, Molina seems to be a very close-knit town. I think that they take care of each other in the community, which is rare these days, and I think that's a wonderful thing. That's something that you just don't see much nowadays, and I think that it's really great. From what I gathered talking to people, that there's a close sense of community here in Molina. Watch out for those squirrels, y'all. We got the squirrel crossing. Look at this old tractor someone has here in their yard. Old Farmall tractor. I don't know what year that is. If anybody knows, let me know. It's definitely old. Check that out. That's a little bit of history sitting there. That's pretty cool. I'm going to head over here to Molina Meadows right now and grab a bite to eat. We're going to see how the chicken fillet tastes here in Molina. She didn't want to be on camera, but she'll bring the food out a little bit and we'll see how it is. I love that old tin tile ceiling up there. And the tin crown molding. That's nice. Alright, I got my food. Looks good. Got a chicken fillet. We're going to see how Molina Meadows, how their food tastes. Let's try it out. That's good. Good. They're demolishing an old building here. Looks like it was a pretty interesting building. Maybe an old stone building. I don't know what they're going to put in its place. They have a sign that said good things coming soon to Molina. I spoke to someone here in town and they were telling me that they had advocated for that building to not be torn down. They would have liked to have seen it remain and used in some way. But they were telling me that this building, the one that I was focusing on earlier, the big two-story building, is going to become a restaurant, kind of a, I think one that you call and get reservations, that sort of thing. Sort of a high-end, higher-end restaurant downtown, and they needed additional parking. So unfortunately, the old building across the street paid the price. So I think they're going to make that into parking for the restaurant, and also they're going to make some parking over here beside the old jail. I like the way they have the retaining wall painted here with a flower bed, and they also have it painted with the flowers. That's a nice touch. Get out of the road before I get ran over. Again, sorry about the guys doing some lawn work over at the park and the cemetery next door, or across the street. Isn't that nice? I like that. Well, that's going to do it for our walk through Molina today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. If you like this sort of content, you got anything out of it, I'd appreciate it if you consider subscribing. Leave me a like and a comment, a nice comment. And as always, I really appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, I'm Red. Keep exploring, and you'll have an amazing day. Thanks again.